Hey, it's Enigma HUD. Well, today I'm going to talk a little bit about Sarah Palin. Now, no big surprise here, she's an idiot. I really want to give her the benefit of the doubt, so to speak. Maybe, okay, we've seen all those interviews with Charles Gibson and Katie Couric, and she did horrible in them. But perhaps those questions really were hard. But I doubt it. So, I just want to actually just try answer a few of those questions from Charles Gibson. We're going to watch a video from that interview. You've seen it a million times, I'm sure. It's old. We've seen it already. But just for fun, let's take a look at the video, and then I'm going to try and answer Charles's question, whatever he asked Sarah Palin, and I'm going to give my own answer to it. So let's do that right now.
Do you agree with the Bush doctrine?
In what respect, Charlie?
The Bush. Well, what do you interpret it to be?
His worldview?
No, the Bush doctrine, enunciated September 2002, before the Iraq War.
I believe that what President Bush has attempted to do is rid this world of Islamic extremism, terrorists who are hell-bent on destroying our nation. There have been blunders along the way, though. There have been mistakes made. And with new leadership, and that's the beauty of American elections, of course, and democracy, is with new leadership comes opportunity to do things better.
The Bush doctrine, as I understand it, is that we have the right of anticipatory self-defense, that we have the right to a preemptive strike against any other country that we think is going to attack us. Do you agree with that?
If you don't know what the interviewer is talking about, just be honest. Just be honest with him. You make yourself look a million times worse when you try to talk about something that you are clearly clueless about, that you clearly have no understanding of. So when she answered that question, and Charles Gibson just made her look like a moron by explaining what the question actually meant after she gave that bullshit response, it just made her look 10 times stupider. 10 times dumber than she already looked. Oh, man. Okay, here's what I would say. Okay, let's assume I didn't even know what the Bush doctrine was. I would say, well, what's the Bush doctrine? I would say that. I would just be honest. I would say, look, I don't know what the Bush doctrine is. Tell me what it is, and then I'll tell you if I agree with it or not.
We have the right to be making cross-border attacks into Pakistan from Afghanistan, with or without the approval of the Pakistani government.
As for our right to invade, we're going to work with these countries, building new relationships, working with existing allies, but forging new also, in order to, Charlie, get to a point in this world where war is not going to be a first option. In fact, war has got to be, and military strike, a last option.
But Governor, I'm asking, we have the right, in your mind, to go across the border with or without the approval of the Pakistani government?
In order to stop Islamic extremists, those terrorists who would seek to destroy America and our allies, we must do whatever it takes, and we must not blink, Charlie, in making those tough decisions of where we go and even who we target.
And let me finish with this. I got lost in a blizzard of words there. Is that a yes, that you think we have the right to go across the border, with or without the approval of the Pakistani government, to go after terrorists who are in the Waziristan area?
Okay, first, the way I would address this question, I would actually say it's a stupid question. Who gives anybody, any country, the right to invade and kill people? Who gives them the right to do that? Who gives them the right to do that, Charlie? His name's not Charlie, it's Charles. Sarah Palin's a moron. No one gives a country the right to do that. I mean, who gave British the right to invade India and colonize it for hundreds of years? Countries invade other countries for at least three reasons. One, because they have a high probability of winning. Like Genghis Khan once said, only a fool fights when he knows that he cannot win. You don't invade if you think you're going to lose. You have to take a calculated risk. You throw the dice, or you consult with experts and you decide whether you're going to win or not. This is America, of course. America has a very strong military, so of course they have a high probability of winning. And when the British invaded India, they had a tremendous military force. So of course they could very easily win against India at the time. India was nowhere near as powerful. Now, the second reason, and this is not in any particular order, these reasons, but the second reason would be it's in your own best interest. You don't invade another country unless you have something to gain from it. Okay? If you invade and you can win, but if you don't get anything out of it, then it's a waste of money, it's a waste of time, and it's a waste of, most importantly, human life. So you have to get something valuable out of it. Okay? And the third reason would be you're capable of enduring, or I should say accepting all other consequences of your actions. You know, the British, when they first invaded and colonized India, you know, all of Europe was doing that. You know, they didn't have to care about world sentiment. It wasn't that kind of time period. All of Europe was doing this kind of thing. So the only concern would be who gets to India first and who's able to take it over first. But today it's a lot different. You know, if you invade a country that has severe ramifications. Actually, after India gained independence, there were still European powers controlling certain provinces, namely Portugal controlling the very wealthy province of Goa. Let's talk about Pakistan, though. If America wanted to invade Pakistan in this day and age, well, is America capable of doing it militarily? Of course, yes. We have a tremendous naval force, blue water naval force with supercarriers, Nimitz class, more than enough air support, tanks and infantry, and of course, whatever nuclear weapons Pakistan has, America has far more. And Pakistan does not have the capability to deliver these nuclear weapons to the American continent. So at most, Pakistan would probably be capable of using nuclear weapons against military personnel, military resources, tanks, ships, things like that. But no attacks against the continental United States. As far as I know, Pakistan does not have ICBMs, or long-range bombers, or submarine launch ballistic missiles, SLBMs. So yeah, America could easily take them. Second reason, does America stand to gain anything useful? If they do, it would be minimal, I would say. To get rid of the terrorists, that doesn't seem like a very, very good, valuable reason. Now, it is good to get rid of terrorists, but how big of a threat are they? I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough of a reward just to kill them or to disrupt their terrorist activities there for the cost that it would take to do it in Pakistan. And then, of course, the third reason, you know, this kind of ties into the third reason, can they accept all other consequences? The answer to that is a definite no. World sentiment would be turned against America tremendously. The world would be against us, especially, you know, after Iraq. Nobody was, well, I shouldn't say nobody, but the world was not on our side on that one. And you got to think about what is the cost of doing this, not just in terms of money, but in terms of lives. Fighting against the Iraq military is very different than fighting against the Pakistani military. Yes, we would probably win, but at what cost? How many people would die? How much of our military equipment would be destroyed? A lot more than what's going on, or what what happened. I said that badly. It's going to be a lot worse than what happened in Iraq. I can say that with a high degree of confidence. So no, we would. I don't think, if I was president, no, you don't invade Pakistan. You find other ways to accomplish our goals, or whatever things that we want to do. It's just not in the best interest. And the politicians have to make those decisions, not the military personnel. They just follow orders. The politicians have to have the brains. And Sarah Palin clearly does not have any brains.